think that whole graphic is too busy. I think that graphic's too busy. I smell popcorn. Oh, man. Keith.
Well, we have 3 standards in our basketball program, which are discipline, hard work, and exceeding expectations. And we feel like that we have the blueprint of what it takes to be successful at ECU, but those are the 3 staples for sure. Well, the price of admission to be involved in our program for a player or coach standpoint is hard work, and there's nothing in between it. And so every day, that's a combination of what we do each and every day, and it's a big event. The kids look forward to it. It's got some numbered different runs that they do, but it is also in the middle of all that being able to answer what our team standards are or what our core values are. Well, I like the returners that we have. They were the ones that were really pushing those kids who are now pros a season ago. And so then you look at that we have the highest ranked recruiting class for freshmen that we've ever had, 48th in the country. And so those kids we're looking at for them to come in and be incredibly successful and play immediately.
I felt they gave me the correct tools to be equipped to be able to lead a team, so now I'm ready to step into that role and see what I can do for what they did for me as a freshman, do it for my freshman this year. You got to be in the gym to get better. You have to always stay on top of everything, whether that's watching film, getting in the gym, putting shots up, or even just working on your conditioning. Personally, just want to make sure our team is where we need to be. We want to definitely finish better than we did last year. But for the season overall, we want to make it to the Sweet 16, if not further.
Nothing works unless you do. And so the ability to get in the gym, create a disciplined routine, and this group is definitely a workman-like attitude about them. And so my hope is that when you see really good kids working really, really hard, they'll see the success and results from it.
I would probably say that a player's coach. I definitely think I keep them in mind when I'm doing things. I think I'm in your face. I'm hard, demanding, but I do that because when players come to play for me, they say that they want to be great, and the only way you're going to be great is if I try to get that out of you. But I think I'm very understanding, and I think I'm fair. Well, I wouldn't say that I modeled myself after anyone, but because I spent so much time with Gino, Chris, and Jamel, a lot of their personality is in me. I wouldn't say I modeled myself after them, but I learned a lot from them and created my own style. Well, my role model growing up was Michael Jordan. He's the best, and he worked extremely hard at his craft, and he didn't settle for anything, and that's one of the people that I definitely idolize.
She's a great coach. She's very competitive. She's very enthused. I think she's very passionate about the game. She's a great person overall, and I think she's very caring. Every day they push me to be the best person I could be, the best player I could be. They make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing on and off the court. She just stays on me and makes sure I'm getting it done. She knows my potential, so she just makes sure I push to the best of my ability.
She's very passionate. To me, I look at her as like my second mom since I'm away from home. And I just know on and off the court, if I need something from her, I could come see her about anything personal, business, and she'll be there not to bash me or anything, but to help me up if I'm feeling down.
I basically use the same message, and my message every year is to every single day we come to practice to get better. So no matter how good we are, there's always another level that we can reach, and just making sure that we're doing all the little things that we're supposed to. But I don't think my message ever really changes. Talk about my players and how hard they work, how they'll do anything, they're unselfish, our style of play, how we like to get up and go and run in your face. But I think the biggest compliment anyone could ever pay is that my players play hard.
At this time, we ask that you please stand and join our student athletes and coaches as we honor all of our law enforcement officials, firefighters, and military personnel by standing as one nation under one flag and as one people for our national anthem. Performing the anthem this evening is Christina Del Mar.
It is an unseasonably warm January evening. That is the legendary Broad Street in downtown Philadelphia. Two of the top squads in the American Athletic Conference take the court in women's basketball. It's ECU and Temple, and it is next on the American Digital Network. On the campus of Temple University from McGonigal Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the American Athletic Conference brings you women's basketball. It's the Pirates of East Carolina and the Owls of Temple. Well, hey, how you doing? I'm Keith Irizarry. Thank you so much for joining us. Alongside me, the call is Scott Green. And Scott, very different stories for both of these teams. Temple, you expected them to be doing what they're doing right now. For ECU, lots of newcomers, already 10 wins on the season.
Well, it's a big turnaround from last year, 13-19 last season. Coach Heather Macy has done a remarkable job bringing in some terrific talent for this East Carolina team. And coming in, they are on a roll, coming in, beating SMU by 1, bringing a lot of confidence into Philadelphia.
And Scott, on the Temple side of things, a 7-game winning streak and getting national recognition.
Well, Tanya Cardoza has done a great job here in Philadelphia. She has built recognition here. They are on a roll. They want to try to make that NCAA tournament come February. That is the goal here. They have a well-balanced scoring attack. 4 players in double figures.
All right, let's get to our spotlight players. And on the ECU side of things, Kristen Gaffney is getting it done.
Well, Kristen Gaffney, an outstanding player. She's a grad student coming over from Vanderbilt. And since arriving in Greenville, she has been sensational. Coach Macy describes her as a mature leader. She is a force on the block, averaging just under 16 points per game, 6 rebounds.
And when you flip over to Temple, you want to talk about one of the best guards in the nation, Feyonda Fitzgerald.
Well, you're looking at a future pro player here in Feyonda Fitzgerald, a 5'7" senior guard, has a terrific campaign going on for Coach Tanya Cardoza. She leads the conference in minutes played, 37 minutes. She notched her 4th double-double of the season this week. She is 1 assist away from the all-time record, 18.8 points per game.
It will be a battle of the Titans, 2 of the top squads in the conference. ECU, Temple, coming up next right here and only here on the American Digital Network.
We are American. We are the spark that ignites, dazzling, brilliant, intense. We are plugged in with the volume turned up all the way. Because on this court, on any given night, the energy of 5 becomes the power of 1. That's power. We are power.
What makes a Temple owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom. And we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
We are back here at McGonigal Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Pirates of ECU at 10-6 overall, 1-2 in conference play. The Owls of Temple 11-3 and 2-0. In American Athletic Conference play. All right, let's introduce you to the starters on this evening. Khadijah Toure is one of your guards. Bray McDonald, Kristen Gaffney, Antoinette Bannister, and then Gabrielle Holston as well, a redshirt junior. On the Temple side of things for the home squad, Aaliyah Butts, the all-time leader in threes at Temple, Feyonda Fitzgerald, Ruth Sherrill, Tanaya Atkinson, and Sophia Martin. Round out your starting 5. All right, Scotty, let's get to our keys to the game. What do these squads have to do well today?
Well, ECU has to limit turnovers. This is a very athletic Temple Owl ball club. They get after you. They're going to defend. You cannot turn the ball over and expect to win this game. It's about defensive transition. Temple wants to run, push the fast break. You have to get back, stop the ball, stop dribble drive penetration. For Temple, you want to dictate tempo. That tempo is fast, but when you play fast, you have a tendency to have poor shot selection. They have to work on that shot selection and get good looks.
East Carolina in their road yellow uniforms trimmed with purple. Temple in their home whites. The Owls on a 7-game winning streak, currently getting votes for the top 25. Last time a Temple team was nationally ranked back in 05-06. East Carolina, 10 wins already this year, just had 13 last season. Pretty raucous crowd here. And we are underway as Temple will move from right to left on your television screen, and they have the ball. Here's Fitzgerald. And ECU immediately drops back into soft man. Into the corner, here comes Butts. Swings it near side. 15-footer. Fountain is good.
And that's Fountain's spot. You get a good ball reversal. You give her enough time. She'll knock down that 10-footer.
Back the other way comes McDonald. Get your names as they get touches. Gaffney then down low, thrown away. Martin has it. Now it's Butts. Butts in transition. Stop, pop, triple try, off the mark. And Fitzgerald could not catch up to it.
And that's what we're talking about in the keys, having shot selection. Butts comes down wide open, but give yourself some numbers. It's early in the game. Get everybody some touches. Get a little warm. And you know, those are the shots that you'll fall later on, but not in the first minute of the game.
Toure is senior. McDonald, also a senior. Spins deep in the lane, loses it, floats, and she's got it. We're knotted up at 2.
Well, Bray McDonald has had some terrific games this year, having just under 12 points per game. Double figure scoring in 12 games. A lot of consistency.
Aaliyah Butts, high post for Martin. Back to Butts. Trying to spread out the ECU defense. High screen for Butts. Deep in the lane with the right hand. Misses the chippy. Rebound for Toure. And Toure will throw it away.
And that's an interesting matchup today. Aaliyah Butts, the point guard at 5'4", going against Bree McDonald at 6 foot, especially 20 feet from the basket.
McDonald's an excellent athlete, so that's why she can flash out on Butts. Fitzgerald, Butts again, now into the corner. Jab step for Fountain. Fountain tries again, rolls in and out. Rebound ECU. McDonald up top, Toure. Keith Irizarry, Scott Green with you on the American Digital Network. Gaffney, a grad student, transferred in, and she's got a bucket.
And that's where Gaffney is so effective. Getting a ball on the high post, allowing her to pivot, making a ball move right to the rim.
Feyonda Fitzgerald, she's your pacemaker. She'll get things going. Now it's Butts. Butts is a scorer. Fountain, Fitzgerald, pulls up, short, air ball, rebounded for Temple. That was Sherelle. Sherelle has been hot as of late. It did not touch the rim. Gotta shoot it. Butts off the back iron, and Sherelle another rebound. Now they can reset. Fitzgerald, hyper motion splash.
And Fitzgerald is so tough on that little step back. That creates separation between the defense and the shooter.
Not in a hurry to cross the timeline. Khadijah Toure leads the team in total assists. Here's McDonald. She likes that step back as well, a little bit short. Fitzgerald leads the charge. Here's Feyonda, down low, and a foul. So ECU picks up their first team foul, first personal of the day. It's for Bree McDonald.
Lisa Fountain does a nice job getting inside, getting that inside position, and what a job Heather Macy has done in her 7th year here in East Carolina.
117 wins, 89 losses. Spent her college days at Greensboro. Sophia Martin to the bench. Tanea Atkinson is in. The 5'9 junior. Fitzgerald, three-pointer, misses. Board for Claytor. And if you notice for ECU, they've got 11 players dressed. All 11 will play. Holston at the high post. Jab step. Awkward shot, misses it. 6 minutes and change in the first quarter, and Butt still can't find the bottom of the net.
Well, Temple very cold here in the first quarter. A couple of easy chippies to the basket, but they need to work the ball like the opening drive when they were able to reverse the basketball and get open looks.
Temple just 2 of 9 shooting early. Claytor, Gaffney, three-pointer dead on, misses it. Atkinson the rebound. Butts yo-yos with the left hand. Deep into the corner. Fountain making it rain.
Well, that's a spot Denasia Fountain wants to do. At 6 foot, she could step outside and knock down the deep jumper.
So Denasia Fountain has a quick 5 points. And Temple has regained the 7-4 advantage. Nobody steps out on Holston, and she narrowly misses everything. Here's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald in transition. Blocking foul going to be called against the Pirates. It's the first on Toure.
And if you want to have success against this Temple offense, you have to stop the ball in defensive transition, not allow any type of dribble drive penetration, especially one of the best guards in the NCAA, Feyonda Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald on the season, an 85% free throw shooter. And the first one is good.
Substitution.
More subs coming in for ECU. As we mentioned, they will go wholesale at times. Raven Johnson, a 6-foot freshman, enters for the first time. Alex Frazier, a 5'9 sophomore.
Heather Macy's not going to waste time to make substitutions. She's going to try to keep those legs fresh, keep subs coming in and out.
Fitzgerald's second free throw is good as well. So she's got 4. Fountain has 5, all 9 points for Temple. Here comes the press for the Owls. And over and back, a turnover for the Pirates.
And this is what Temple will do to you. They will try to take you out of your comfort zone, not allow you to set up into your offense, and they're going to pressure you all over the floor.
3 turnovers for ECU. Tanae Atkinson, who really is a starter, but comes off the bench and provides a spark.
And how about coming off the bench at over 14 points per contest and coming off a big game, 21 against Tulane.
Little weave action for ECU. 11-4 advantage for Temple, and a traveling violation called on McDonald. Lead us to a timeout. As the Temple Owls up 11-4. 4 minutes and 44 seconds to play in the opening quarter. You're watching American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball right here and only here on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited. Focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
UConn is obviously the cream of the crop, not just in this conference, but in the nation. 14-0 and 2-0 in conference play. They just beat USF yesterday, so obviously those numbers do change just a touch. You got Temple, Cincinnati, SMU right there as well.
Well, and how about UConn's big win over USF? I mean, that was a monstrosity of a win for Gino Auriemma and the UConn Husky, and that just goes to show how deep that team really is. But when you looked at that standings, the American Conference, you only have one team in that mix, University of Tulsa, that's under 500. So that tells you how much parity there is in this conference and how successful this conference has been against the opponents in the non-league.
It's an ECU team that is 10-6 already. They were picked to finish 6th in the conference. Temple were picked to finish number 2. The Owls have the ball up by 7. Aaliyah Butts calls out the plays. High screen from Sherelle. Now Fitzgerald. We remind you, Fitzgerald just 1 assist away from becoming the all-time leader in the program. Shot clock at 5, and Butts now 0 for the day so far, but another offensive rebound. Atkinson. Fountain, three-pointer, feeling it in and out.
And ECU has to minimize the amount of second opportunities you give Temple. You know, they're cold at 4 for 12 shooting right now, but, you know, this is a team that, can put up points in a hurry.
Gaffney swings it over far side. What a block by Sherelle. Inside of 4 minutes, first quarter, floater. Another offensive rebound for Temple. Now Atkinson short. Follows it up, knocked off of White. So it will be ECU ball.
And great job, defense leading to offense. And when you step out, you make that block. And so tough inside Sherelle.
Temple already with 4 offensive rebounds. Show you Tanya Cardoza, 9th season, 175 wins. Played collegiately at Virginia. Another turnover for ECU. That is number 5. None so far for Temple.
Tanya Cardoza, back on January 1st, becomes the all-time leader in wins here at Temple.
Going to be a blocking foul on Antoinette Bannister. A couple of freebies coming up.
Hard drive to the basket, stepping in.
The line is number 32, Denasia Fountain, shooting 2.
.324 on the clock. Temple up 11-4. Free throw drops in for Denasia Fountain, who now has 6 points on the evening. Fountain, an 83% free throw shooter, and knocks them both through. Allows Temple to pick up full court. First foul of the day called against Temple. It's on Feyonda Fitzgerald, the senior from Norfolk, Virginia.
Temple is not allowing East Carolina to get comfortable on the offensive end and virtually taking away their vision, taking away any type of offense.
Frazier hands it off to Toure. Holston, deep in the corner, just inside the arc. It's a 2.
Gabrielle Holston.
That was a big bucket there for East Carolina. They needed something. They were in a little bit of a scoring drought.
13-6 advantage Temple. Atkinson never shy off the glass. Count it.
Atkinson so tough getting to the basket. 5'9", 14 points per game. As we said, 4 players averaging double figures for this Owl squad.
A very well-balanced Temple team. Into the corner again, Holston. Holston off the bounce and off the mark. And offensive board for Frazier, and she's undercut.
And you know you're playing good defense when every pass gets off and then they put it to the deck. And the more you dribble, the better your defense is. And take a look, good job working, getting into the paint, and tough rebound there for Frazier.
Alec Frazier took an awkward tumble, appears to be all right. Aaliyah Butts will step out. Khadijah Berger is in, a junior from Hampton, Virginia. Close to a 5-second call. Bannister. Now Frazier. Near side for Toure. Gaffney dribbles with the left hand, lays it with the left hand, and good.
Gaffney able to take advantage of them getting hung up on the screen, and that gave her the open lane to the basket.
Atkinson. Now Fountain. How good has Denasia Fountain been today? Sherelle. Fountain again. Shot fake. 15 on the shot clock. Fitzgerald set up the offense. High screen for a three-pointer off the mark. Sherrill, another offensive rebound, and she is fouled by Bannister, her second personal.
Sherrill very active on the offensive glass. She's coming off a double-double, 10 and 10 against Tulane. Very active inside.
Sherrill just 8 of 14 on the season for the free throw line at 57%. Heather Macy looks on. 12 years she has been a head coach, so overall 231 wins. 117 of those have come in her 7 years at ECU.
We spoke to her before the game. Very structured coach, the way she handles her staff, her players. And Coach Macy, 10 more wins, and then she will become the all-time leader at East Carolina.
And I think at some point we will have to discuss that conversation because, honestly, she's awesome. I love it. I could have listened to her talk for hours. 17
years of coaching. I would work on her staff any day of the week.
Two-ray spin move and misses it. Fountain with a rebound. Fitzgerald. Now Denasia Fountain. Sherrill. Jab step, fake, and the hook is good.
And Sherrill has really stepped up, only averaging 5 points per game, but 7 straight starts. And since December 10th, she's averaging 28 minutes per game. That's a lot of minutes. And this is a Temple team that doesn't make a lot of substitutions. They're going to go a lot of minutes. And, you know, people like Aaliyah Butts and Feyonda Fitzgerald all playing well over 34, 35, 36 minutes a game. So these guys are in great shape and expect them to stay on the floor pending foul trouble.
Talked about all the substitutions for ECU. First time we see the junior from Brazil, Thais Oliveira. Inside of a minute, opening quarter, McDonald, no dice. Rebound Berger. Fitzgerald. Atkinson, shot fake, back over to Fitzgerald. Berger onto the blocks, and Atkinson is fouled by Holston.
Temple is so big and strong down on the low post that if you allow them to establish that position, you are going to draw those fouls. And, you know, you look at guys like Tania Atkinson, very tough. She's only 5'9", but very strong at 5'9".
There's Feyonda Fitzgerald. We came in telling you she was tied for the most assists in a career. She has now broken that. The last basket for Temple was an assist for her, so congratulations to the senior from Virginia.
And just a great job, and what a career she's having.
In and out. ECU can almost hold for the final shot, about a 2-second differential. Backdoor thrown away. We'll see if Temple slows it down. Fitzgerald almost threw it away. Atkinson kept it alive. Now it's Fitzgerald. Loses her dribble. 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 5 seconds. Fitzgerald crossover dribble. Here's Atkinson. Three-pointer air ball. Sherrill got it! The story of that first quarter. Offensive rebounds leading to second and third chance opportunities, and Sherrill was right on the spot.
Just a nice job there, driving and kicking. And when you drive and kick, someone has to pick up on the weak side. Strong move to the basket. Temple looking fantastic here in the first quarter.
So Temple leads 19-8. 7 offensive boards for Temple has been the storyline. We step aside. This is the American Digital Network.
The American Athletic Conference Championship is right around the corner, taking place March 9th through the 12th at the Excel Center in Hartford, Connecticut, as all 11 American teams will compete for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Tickets are priced as low as $199. Get yours today online by visiting www.excelcenter.com, in person at the Excel Center box office, or by telephone at 877-522-8499. We look forward to seeing you in March.
What makes a Temple Owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
Alexis Golden from Tulsa, the freshman of the week for the Golden Hurricane. Nice week for her. We've seen some really excellent youngsters this year in the American Athletic Conference. Welcome you back inside McGonigal Hall at Temple as we are showcasing American Athletic Conference women's basketball on the American Digital Network. Keith Irizarry, Scott Green with you, and glad to have you guys with us as well. Take you through some of the stats leaders so far. Kristen Gaffney leads ECU in points with 4. Denasia Fountain has 7. Fitzgerald, Sherrill, and Atkinson 4 apiece for them.
Well, the first quarter, what really stands out to me is the turnovers. We talked about that in Keys to the Game. East Carolina, 6 turnovers in the first quarter, 0 for the Owls. And the other big number that stands out for me is offensive rebounds. Temple 7-1 in the offensive rebounding category. What does that translate to? Second opportunity buckets and easy buckets for Temple.
So an 11-point advantage for Temple as we move into the second quarter of play. If I would have told you that Aaliyah Butts would be 0 for the field so far, 0 for 5 shooting, and Temple had an 11-point advantage, would you ever believe that?
I would, because they come into this game 4 double-figure scorers, well-balanced. When someone's down, someone else is picking you up on this Owl squad.
Maybe a major reason why the Owls truly believe they can make a run in the NCAA tournament this year. Thrown away by Justice G. Here comes Fitzgerald. Stops. Into the corner. Butts. Back up top for Berger. Berger, the rainmaker. No dice. And today Atkinson kept it alive. So again, that storyline in the first quarter, the offensive board, 7 of them for Temple. They do it again here in the second quarter, and Sherrill's got 6 points.
Well, Sherrill's able to create those mismatches on the block, and they are really taking advantage of that mismatch.
McDonald has it. Yo-yos. Toure. Now Gaffney. Crossover dribble. Spin move. Blocked away by Berger. Gets her own board, then she's blocked by Sherrill. Temple in transition. Fitzgerald. Off the glass, and good.
And that's the way Temple likes to play. Fast tempo, defense, creating offense into fast break opportunities.
Neither team lighting it up from the field. Temple at 37.5%. East Carolina under 29%. Sherrill going to get called in for the reach-in.
And this is what East Carolina has to do. They're being pressured up on the perimeter. So what do you have to do? Get the ball down low, attack the rim, stop the clock. That slows up the tempo of the game and allows you to get to the free throw line.
Gabrielle Holston, a 59% free throw shooter, to the stripe. Holston has 2 points. National Basketball Coaches Good Works Team nominee.
Well, it starts with Feyonda Fitzgerald getting things off, but it's the defense that starts the break, and you get it out to your playmaker, and Feyonda Fitzgerald, tough to the basket.
Both Berger and Sherrill had blocks to lead to that.
You know, Keith, it's so funny. Go back at our days of playing when there was just white sneakers. I'm looking around the court. It looks like we're watching a bag of Skittles. You got the gold sneakers, the purple sneakers, the dark maroon sneakers, a little bit of everything out there.
I'm not going to fall into your day. I'm sorry. I'm not letting you sink me, put me into that mode. I'm sorry.
Well, it was only white sneakers. In fact, they just became leather sneakers at that point.
Not for me. We had colorful sneakers when I was playing in high school. Here's Fitzgerald, top of the key. First time we see Shantae Taylor. and a traveling violation.
Well, in the WNBA, Taylor might have gotten away with that little extra step, but you got to admit, what a great move. She catches, she pivots, 1-2, and there's the three.
It was close. Taylor, a freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. Alex Frazier dribbles with the right hand, and a foul away from the ball. Looks like it'll be on Denasia Fountain, her first.
Foul number 32, Denasia Fountain. That's her first, team second.
Set to trigger underneath. Frazier almost throws it away. And a timeout called by ECU. And we can do the same. Temple outscoring ECU 23-9. Early stages of the second quarter. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. This is the American Digital Network.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
We are American. We are the spark that ignites, dazzling, brilliant, intense. We are plugged in with the volume turned up all the way. Because on this court, on any given night, the energy of 5 becomes the power of 1. That's power. We are power.
Well, Ruth Sherrill has been fantastic in the first half so far. The senior forward working inside, controlling the paint, boxing out, finishing strong. This is someone only averaging 5.2 points per game, but so far in the first half, she has been dominating.
Ruth Sherrill has been a difference maker since Coach Cardoza has inserted her into the starting lineup. Maybe one of the major reasons why Temple already 11-3 and 2-0 in conference play. On the ECU side of things, storyline for them, pretty simple. It's been about the newcomers, but also about Bree McDonald. Double-figure scoring 12 times this year, and she was on the honor roll this week. Now, of course, she sat out last year for transfer rules, started her career at Georgia Tech, then went to West Virginia, has been quite the find for Coach Heather Macy.
Oh, she's landed right in her lap, and just what a terrific job. Very instrumental.
14 points.
Well, Coach Macy said, what she was telling us before the game, she said, if you would have told me I'm losing 80% of my scoring, and there's a tough move for Fitzgerald, I'm losing 80% of my scoring, bringing in a lot of newcomers, would I be sitting here at 10-6? She would have been shocked.
Fitzgerald now with 8 points.
Foul number 23, Montgomery. That's her second team first substitution. ECU number 2, Denasia Fountain, and number 40.
Couple of substitutions.
Return.
Shantae Taylor back in the game for Temple. Khadijah Toure for ECU. Defense switching into a trap.
And a much better job rotating over, taking away the low post, and that's what's been hurting them so far in that first quarter. Much better job in that timeout. This is good, goes to show you, Coach Heather Macy making those adjustments.
Here's Fitzgerald. Now Atkinson and Fitzgerald. Berger, Butts, three-pointer. High arcing shot is a miss. ECU has numbers. Frazier leading the charge. And off the glass. And has her first basket of the day.
Well, you get that 2-on-1 situation. Alex Frazier reading the defense and getting to the basket.
Aaliyah Butt still scoreless on the evening. Her team still up by 14, though. Taylor too strong. Atkinson battles for it, keeps it alive. Berger, Fitzgerald, wide open. Got it.
This is a case when you get good ball reversal. You have to close out on the shooters. You can't lose sight of where the three-point shooters are.
11 points for the senior Feyonda Fitzgerald. And ECU just struggling on the offensive end now. Listen, Temple not shooting the lights out. 11 of 28, just 2 of 11 from behind the arc. But East Carolina struggling to get shots, just 5 of 16. It's going to be a hold away from the ball on Shantae Taylor.
Fouls number 24, Shantae Taylor. That's her first team third.
Frazier. Looking, and feeding. It's Toure. And then Toure called for a traveling violation. Scott, that is turnover number 9 for the Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that in our keys to the game. You have to limit turnovers against a team like Temple. And, you know, because every time you turn the ball over, you take away scoring opportunities.
Fitzgerald, Berger. Back to Feyonda. She has been on fire. Butts throws it away. No numbers for the Pirates. This may be an offensive foul. It is. Going to be called on Alex Frazier. Good job by Butts taking the charge.
Butts gets back into what we call defensive transition. You stop the ball. Not quite sure if she would fully establish her position, but enough for the officials to feel that she did.
So Aaliyah Butts, again, struggling offensively, but paying dividends now defensively. Just about 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Fitzgerald, a burst of speed, has 13 points.
Fitzgerald is so explosive off that first step and dribble. You almost have to retreat a little bit and not allow her to get by you.
Gaffney with a jab step. Does it again. Now it's Holston, pulls up. Batted around, Gaffney offensive rebound. And Bannister throws it away, imploring the official to call a tip.
They just continue to turn the ball over. This is going to be one of the adjustments that Coach Macy's going to have to discuss when you get to the intermission. You have to do a better job taking care of the basketball, and you know this is a case where you have to execute on the offensive end. And so far, Temple has been relentless on defense.
And there has been no answer for Feyonda Fitzgerald, who now has 15 points.
And she just makes it look so easy.
Smooth, very smooth. Then it's Butts with a takeaway and a foul called on Raven Johnson.
That was number 11, Raven Johnson. That's her first team third. Substitution.
More substitutions. Dominique Clater will enter for ECU.
Just another great move. Feyonda Fitzgerald, just a phenomenal athlete.
Fitzgerald has the rock. 15 points in this first half. She is almost halfway to her career high in points, which was 32 against Florida in 2015. Call away from the ball. Let's see what it is. 3-second violation? Yes.
3-second violation.
Just the third turnover for the Owls. 12 on the other hand for ECU. Gaffney has it. Backdoor cut. Caught. Out. McDonald. Got it.
And East Carolina needed a bucket there. I mean, this is a team that's putting up 66 points per game on the offensive end, and So far, they're being held to 13.
A 19-point lead for Temple. Fitzgerald with a two-man game with Butts. High arcing shot. It's an air ball. Here's McDonald with numbers. Bounce pass over to the left side. Good defense by Fitzgerald to alter the shot of Johnson.
You get a 2-on-1 situation, you almost have to stop a little sooner, draw the defense, and give yourself a better shot angle.
Sherrill and Fountain. They're in. Taylor Fitzgerald will go out. I believe that's the first time we've seen Fitzgerald go to the bench.
Well, she plays 37 minutes a game, so if history repeats itself, maybe you'll see her out for a minute.
McDonald short. Then it's Johnson missing. Another bunny missed. Leah Butts, one-on-one with Frazier. Fountain. Cut off by McDonald. Sherrill, Berger. Backdoor. Fountain off the glass, too strong. Frazier has the rock. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second. Dominique Claytor. Raven Johnson. High arcing shot. And Scott, tempo has definitely been dictated by Temple.
Well, I think we hit right on the head the keys to this game, and so far they have proven to be dividend.
Butts, nice crossover dribble. Berger, Fountain, step back three, short, rebound, Atkinson, good.
Well, I'll tell you, one thing Temple has been able to do is they've been able to dominate the inside part of the paint, and offensive rebounds controlled by the Owls.
Now 11 offensive rebounds for Temple. The game changer right now has been Feyonda Fitzgerald. The senior is lighting it up. Temple, cruise control up 34-13.
What makes a Temple Owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
Back here at McGonigal Hall, Temple University. Keith Irizarry, Scott Green. Shade over 2 minutes of play in the opening half. 34-13, Temple leading. McDonald turns it over. Butts with Fountain off to her left, and Asia wanted it back, gets it back. Now Sherrill, poked away from her, takeaway, Bannister. Justice G, a 5'7" freshman out of Timmonsville, South Carolina. At the free throw line, Clater has her first bucket. 90 seconds in the second quarter. Reach over foul by Dominique Claytor.
Substitution, number 1, Alex Frazier, and number 40, Gabrielle Holston. Back in the game for the Owls, number 2, Feyonda Fitzgerald.
More substitutions.
Number 21, Khadijah Berger.
Aaliyah Butts kicks it over near side. Fountain, shot fake. She loves that move.
She's so tough from around that 10, 12-foot range.
Back up to a 21-point lead for Temple. ECU taking their time. Claytor splash.
I'll tell you, East Carolina felt the loose. It looks like they're getting a little more comfortable in the last couple of possessions.
By the way, Feyonda Fitzgerald out for a total of 1 minute. She's back out on the floor.
That's about what I said, right?
Fitzgerald pass knocked away. Fountain can't get it to go inside. Rebound and a foul called against ECU. So Tanea Atkinson gets some free throws. Timeout called by the Owls.
Temple calls a 30-second timeout.
What a game it has been thus far for the senior Feyonda Fitzgerald.
Feyonda Fitzgerald's been able to do it from the outside, step-back moves, working on the defense, getting the ball up the floor. 6 for 11 from the floor, 15 first-half points, just dominating up and down, knocking down deep-range shots. You got to pick and choose how you're going to guard Feyonda Fitzgerald.
Big-time players come up in the big moments. Feyonda Fitzgerald is kind of the definition of that. She is a player that has burst onto the scene. She was good last year. She's been excellent this season.
And take away the 15 points. You know, she notched all-time leading assist lead in this half, too. So very successful first half.
Talking with people about Feyonda Fitzgerald in the discussion for best point guard in college hoops. About a second and a half differential, shot and game clock. Fitzgerald, she'll take the air out of the ball. Sherelle looks like she is setting up for a high screen. Probably go around 7 seconds. She'll go at 8. Fitzgerald into the corner. Fountain three-pointer, and why not? Denasia Fountain buries it. Frazier, the half-court heave is off the rim. What a first half for Fitzgerald and Denasia Fountain, and Temple leading 39-17. Holding ECU to 9 points in the second quarter, 8 in the first quarter. For Fountain, now she's got 12 points, 2 of 3 from behind the arc. Fitzgerald, she has 15 points, go along with 3 helpers. We will get you all of the individual stats during our half. Wow. What a burst by these Temple Owls. Now joining Scott Green is the head coach of Temple, Tanya Cardozo.
Coach, you got off to a real early start. Defense was working for you. How pleased are you with your team's performance?
I'm definitely satisfied with the first 20 minutes on how we played defense. Trying to keep their top players from scoring the basketball, making other guys shoot the ball, but definitely pleased with how we played defense the first 20 minutes.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, Scotty, Tanya Cardozo in her 9th year, looking for win number 12. Listen, still lots of time left in that second half, but the Temple Owls are cruising in this one, up 39-17. We step aside, we'll come on back, we'll get you some highlights and give you all the scores and storylines from this one. Keep it locked right here. American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball on the American Digital Network.
Out here from the American Digital Network studio. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of The Rise. Basketball is heating up across the conference, so let's get you caught up on the top headlines from around the league. The top 4 teams in the American standings entering the week will meet as 22nd ranked Cincinnati welcomes SMU to Fifth Third Arena on Thursday, while Saturday features the 2 teams currently tied for 3rd, Houston and UCF. Taking a quick look back to last week, the Memphis Tigers went 2-0 in conference play, in large part due to the American Player of the Week, Markel Crawford. In Memphis' victory over UConn, the junior posted 19 points to go along with a season-high 8 rebounds. He then wrapped up his week knocking down a career-best 5 three-pointers en route to 24 points in the Tigers' 21-point win at Tulane. In his last 3 games, Crawford has now scored 71 points. Memphis currently sits in 5th place in the American standings. Rookie of the Week honors went to Temple's Quentin Rose. This is the third Rookie of the Week honor for the freshman. Rose posted 14 points in both of Temple's games last week. On Saturday, Rose was one of 5 Owls in double figures as Temple notched its first win in American play. Through 4 games, Rose leads the American in steals, averaging 3 per game. Outside of Thursday's marquee matchup between SMU and Cincinnati, there's a couple of other interesting games to keep an eye on in weeknight action. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Tulsa hosts Memphis, as the Tigers are winners of 3 straight games and 4 of their last 5. The Hurricane will also have to deal with Dedrick Lawson, who has recorded 13 double-doubles this season. Also on Wednesday, Temple heads to UConn for a 9 p.m. Eastern tip on CBS Sports Network. Both teams come in after snapping early skids to start American play. UConn's defense played its best game of the season in its win over UCF, while the Temple offense got on track in its 81-62 win over ECU. On the women's side, UConn and USF are ranked in the latest AP poll. The Huskies, who moved to 2-0 in conference play with a win over East Carolina last Wednesday, are 2 games away from breaking their NCAA record 90-game winning streak set from 2008 to 2010, and they'll have an opportunity to set a new record this Saturday at SMU. Sophomore forward Nafisa Collier paced the Huskies in its win over the Pirates with 21 points on 8 of 11 shooting. The 21-point performance is her 9th 20-plus point game of the season and the 6th in UConn's last 8 contests. Kadia Loxa earned American Player of the Week honors after scoring a conference-high 37 points in Saturday's win over Tulsa. Loxa was one of 4 Bulls in double-figure scoring last Wednesday in the win at Tulane, which snapped the Green Wave's 11-game home winning streak dating back to last season. SMU returns to the friendly confines of Moody Coliseum this week, hosting Tulane on Wednesday before taking on the Huskies in a Saturday matinee. The Mustangs are 7-0 at home this season and went undefeated in non-conference games at Moody Coliseum for the first time since the 2004-2005 campaign. They are led by double-double machine Alicia Frawling, who ranks 4th in the nation in that category and leads the American in rebounding. Fun fact, the American has won 69% of its non-conference games this season, which is the best showing since the league was formed in 2013. And Temple added on to that total after opening the week with a win at Kennesaw State. The Owls finished the week with a victory over Tulane, and the win was even sweeter as junior guard Tanaya Atkinson scored her 1,000th career point. Don't forget you can catch 3 games on the American Digital Network this week. Wednesday night features East Carolina at Temple at 7 p.m. Eastern, while Saturday both teams will tip off again on the ADN as Tulsa hosts Temple and East Carolina heads to USF. And over to men's soccer, where the 2017 MLS Player Combine gets underway this week, and 6 players from the American will put their best foot forward in front of 20 MLS clubs in Los Angeles. All invited players are eligible for selection in the 2016 Super Draft presented by Adidas, which takes place this Friday, January 13th at the LA Convention Center. Good luck to all of these guys this week. Tennis opens its spring season this week. The USF men's team enters the season ranked 25th nationally, with SMU, Tulsa, and Tulane all receiving votes. A handful of American players are ranked to start the season, including Ryan Peniston of Memphis and Orem Harrell from Tulsa, who are ranked among the top 50 in singles players. On the women's side, Sarah Sarju of East Carolina and Anki Wynn from Memphis enter the season ranked in singles. Coming up, we get to know the 2 senior leaders of the SMU men's basketball program. They are looking to go out on a high note this season after missing out on the NCAAs last year. Sterling Brown and Ben Moore are on a mission. We'll tell you more about it up next.
We are American. We operate from a place of power, a place where what goes up doesn't necessarily come down, where the laws of physics are thrown out the window and high off the glass. It's power that moves us forward by leaps and bounds. The kind of power that brings the house down so the house can rise up. That's power. We are power.
While they grew up only 22 miles apart in Illinois and never played against each other in high school, they came together at the right time in the summer of 2013. SMU men's basketball seniors Ben Moore and Sterling Brown traveled to SMU with their sights set high, and together they are just 2 wins away from becoming the winningest 4-year class in SMU history.
We have a great relationship. You know, he's been my roommate since freshman year, and, you know, what he brings to the table is unmatched. You know, the stats, you can look at his stats, and you know he's bringing a lot with the stats, but what he's not doing on the stat sheet is important too. So he's just a great player.
I mean, we got a good relationship. You know, he's been my roommate, you know, since day one. But he's a real fiery person. You know, we want to get after it on the court, you know, just like I do. So that's good.
While it's Tim Jankovich's first year calling the shots at SMU, he has been a key to Ben and Sterling's development throughout their careers as the associate head coach. Now as seniors, Jankovich has challenged his veteran leaders to not only make the most of this year's team, but to get the most out of the teammates around them.
Oh, I mean, I've just learned a lot from the people around SMU. You know, they're older, they know what they're doing. You know, they have a lot of knowledge that they've been conveying to me, so they've been very helpful.
Building that bond with my teammates and the coaches, and as a player, just really, you know, developing my game each year, different aspects, whatever I can do to help the team win, you know, really.
Well, my expectations are very high. Ours are very high. Everyone in our program, you know, we don't want to put a low ceiling on it, and we are fortunate. I think one of the first places you should always look with your team is the quality of the leadership and the talent of your senior class. And these guys, Ben and Sterling, have won an awful lot of games at SMU. I haven't done the math, but maybe they could go down as the winningest, arguably, I would think. I believe in them. I trust them. I know their heart. I know their talent. And I also know their hunger, given the fact that, you know, for no fault of theirs, that we were not allowed to play postseason. So they will. It is their team. We tell them that all the time. It's I'm the coach, but it's their team, and whatever they want to get out of it, they need to really be helping to facilitate. And I believe in them. I think they'll do a great job.
Ben Moore just joined the 1,000-point club in SMU's win over Temple, and Sterling Brown is just over 150 points away from joining his teammate. But the goals for this season are much greater. In fact, the sky is the limit.
I feel like now that we got the opportunity to get back in the tournaments, you know, I feel like we need to take that, you know, to its full advantage. You know, last year we didn't have the opportunity, but this year we do. So go out there and just be the best team. You know, the hardest working team, the most aggressive team, and everything will take care of itself from there.
I know it's crazy, but I don't think you should go into a season without a goal of winning a national championship. The only way you don't have a chance is if you're banned from postseason, and we're not. We're eligible for postseason, and I think you have to think big. I think you have to think for the top. But always my goal, too, is to be the very best team, to really be working hard on a daily basis, a weekly basis, to find out that at the end of a period, when the final buzzer goes off, have we become the best team that we could become? And whether that is a national championship or whether it was a, you know, in some people's eyes, not an amazing season, I think you've got to feel good about yourself if you spent everything you had and you put everything into a season.
And SMU will look to do just that and give it all they have as they hit the road for a tough test Thursday night in Fifth Third Arena, taking on 22nd ranked Cincinnati. The Mustangs are currently receiving votes in the national polls and will look to close out the remaining portion of the season strong with their hearts set on a trip to the NCAAs after missing out last season. That's all we have for you today on The Rise. Make sure to check back throughout the week for highlights, features, and updates on your favorite teams. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, everybody.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations, we commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
The American Athletic Conference Championship is right around the corner, taking place March 9th through the 12th at the Excel Center in Hartford, Connecticut, as all 11 American teams will compete for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Tickets are priced as low as $199. Get yours today online by visiting www.excelcenter.com, in person at the Excel Center box office, or by telephone at 877-522-8499. We look forward to seeing you in March.
What makes a temple owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
It's a very tough Temple defense. What kind of adjustments do you need to make in the second half?
Well, first we got to rebound the ball better. We did an incredibly poor job, maybe the worst we've done all year long, of really checking out and pursuing the basketball. That must improve going into the second.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck to you. Well, Keith and I will be back for the second half action coming up next on the American Digital Network.
2017 American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship tickets are now on sale for March 3rd through the 7th at Mohegan Sun Arena. Get your tickets today to watch all 11 teams in action, fighting for an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Tickets start as low as $99 and can be purchased online at mohegansun.com, on Ticketmaster, or by calling 1-800-743-3000. Let the games begin. We'll see you in March.
Khadijah Laksa is your player of the week, coming from USF, and I had the pleasure of talking to her before the season at the media day. Really just a pleasant young lady, very funny, very focused. This past week, averaged 24.5 points and 6 boards per game. Obviously, USF since has fallen, losing to UConn last night, but Khadijah Laksa, what a tremendous season she is having.
Well, she's leading the conference in scoring at 21.6, getting it done. And, you know, this is a South Florida team who lost a lot of talent from last year, and she has stepped up and really emerging this team again.
So Temple will have the ball to start things off. Again, they are in their home whites. ECU in their road yellow trimmed with purple. Temple up 39-17. And it really has been Owls all day, all night, in a dominating fashion. Aaliyah Butts, Feyonda Fitzgerald, Denasia Fountain. Back to Fitzgerald, and again picks up where she left off.
Well, she's getting hung up on the screen, and that's allowing Fitzgerald to get to the basket. And you got to call them out. You got to switch. You got to hedge. You got to do something, but allow Feyonda Fitzgerald to get to the basket.
Here's Toure. Now Holston. Little weave action. Toure again. 7 on the shot clock. Scoop shot and good off the glass.
East Carolina now has to try to put together a series of stops and scores, try to get back into this slowly. It's not going to happen that fast, but you got to get some stops.
Aaliyah Butts gets her own rebound, and the left-handed layup is good.
And you can't let a 5'4" Aaliyah Butts get her own rebound on the offensive glass and then get an easy layup.
Butts, good defense on Toure. McDonald down low, stolen away by Sherrill. Fitzgerald, head always on a swivel, pulls up, and it is pure.
You know, we were talking before the game and, you know, figuring Feyonda Fitzgerald, where she could fit next year. And, you know, this young lady can play professional basketball. And I think in that WNBA level, she has the quick first step, she has the shooting ability, and she can defend.
Good weak side rebound by Gaffney, and she'll go to the stripe. Ruth Sherrill, second personal.
Sherrill, that's her second, team first. The line is number 24.
So Gaffney, a 56% free throw shooter. She'll make one. And the second will drop as well.
Substitution for ECU, number 1, Alex Frazier.
Couple of subs, McDonald to the bench. Here comes Alex Frazier. (45-21) advantage Temple. Aaliyah Butts yo-yos with the left hand. Now Fitzgerald with Toure guarding her. Butts off the screen. Three-pointer, quick fire, may have been tipped. And it does remain Temple ball.
A great effort by Antoinette Bannister. Boxing out underneath, just didn't get the result. She got a little too far under and went off her hand.
Butts. Fitzgerald. Back to Butts. Triple try, and she finally gets one to drop.
And that's where Aaliyah Butts is so effective, giving up the basketball and then spotting up and getting it back.
Aaliyah Butts, 1 of 5 from long range. She has 5 points. Ruth Sherrill, another block. Sherrill now with 3 on the day.
Well, Ruth Sherrill does a great job rotating over. She comes down from behind, goes and tacks the ball, and just goes over and helps her back up.
Off the glass and no good for Antoinette Bannister, but it'll stay this way.
Well, Sherrill said, "No, there was no way I could get the ball." Fitzgerald went over to her and said, "Hey, how about a dive? Let's get to the baseline somehow. Make an effort." She says, "Hey, I wasn't going to get it anyway, so I'm not going to risk an injury."
And I think Sherrill has done quite a fine job on defense so far anyway.
She's had a terrific basketball game.
Frazier, high screen from Gaffney, hands it off to Toure. Holston steps inside. Ball is tipped, 15 on the shot clock. Now it's Gaffney. Gaffney, strong move, can't get it to drop. Loose ball, who's going to come up with it? Toure has it, and it's a fresh shot clock. Butts hounding Toure. Gaffney, scoop shot, left hand, no good. And there's Denasia Fountain. Fitzgerald, what a dime!
Now, those are the kind of passes that make her a future star. Getting in Temple Owl lead.
A stoppage in play as they went over to check Denasia Fountain. I think they thought she may have had blood on her face. Everything seems to be okay. They clean up the floor a little bit as well. See if Fountain ends up needing to come out of the game. Temple up 50-21. No, Fountain will remain in the game.
Well, this is how long you are when Denasia Fountain goes out at 6 foot. What do? You just bring in a 6'4" Sophia Martin.
Whistle had not blown. Fountain thought she was being sneaky. So Fountain was checking her face. She thought she had blood. It's actually Ruth Sherrill, who's now gone to the bench. She's holding a paper towel on her left eye. Toure off the mark. Rebound Atkinson and a foul on Gabrielle Holston.
Foul on number 40, Gabrielle Holston. That's her second, team first.
And the ball goes up, and just look at the great job there. 3 white jerseys getting inside position, box out position.
Butts just throws it away. Now Frazier. Stolen right back by Tanea Atkinson. Fountain stopping on a dive. So the basket will count. There was some extracurricular activity away from the ball.
Denasia Fountain is so good on that quick stop ability and jumping. I mean, just an outstanding job. Watch her in traffic, going up, full arm extension. Gives the little shimmy after the play.
On the official scorer page, the basket counts for Denasia Fountain. On the scoreboard here at the gym, it has not gone up. Now it has.
Another look at it. Oh, what a beautiful job. And
so that was Aaliyah Butts getting into it, away from the ball. She just tossed Bannister to the ground, and Bannister immediately wanted a foul called. So, Scott, tell me, you've been around this game a long time. Is Butts going to get a technical foul on this?
I don't think she's going to get a technical foul on. I think they might have teed it up already, and maybe they're going to give a warning here. That would be my guess. And they're going to go over and they're going to talk it over.
Just had one of the officials, Angela Lewis, come over and tell us the deal. So they go to the monitor, want to look it over. It is, nonetheless, no matter what, will be a double foul. So it will be a double foul on Bannister. She'll pick up her third. Aaliyah Butts picks up her first. Now they want to check if it's anything more. And I'm telling you this, if I was guessing, I think Aaliyah Butts is going to get a technical foul in this.
Well, I'm going to have to play devil's advocate with you. I don't think she's going to get the technical foul. And they're thinking it over. They're still contemplating.
I mean, it's interesting when you see the officials meet like this. They've now seen the replay. They are discussing things. And you've got some good officials here. Another look. Watch Butts top of your screen. You see the elbow? I'm telling you, I think that's going to be a tech.
I don't think it was full arm extension. I feel it was
and
contact,
that matters?
incidental contact. I don't feel there was any intent there.
Our officials, Joe Vasily, Angela Lewis, and Luis Gonzalez.
But we have been known to disagree at times.
I mean, just a few.
Just a few.
Over the last, 7-8 years that we've known each other.
We are in Philly cheesesteak country, so maybe a Philly cheesesteak on the line here.
I'm down. So the coaches will come over, and they will be a part of the conversation as well. And that is Joe Vasily leading the conversation with both Coach Macy and Coach Cardoza. All right, so we got the official word. Scott, I guess you owe me a Philly cheesesteak. I was correct. It's going to be a dead ball, technical foul on Aaliyah Butts. So ECU will get a pair of free throws and the ball. Great job by the officiating crew. And to tell you the reason why, because they have the benefit of replay. They wanted to make sure they got it correct.
Oh, they did, and they discussed it with one another. Outstanding job. Outstanding.
One more look.
And we'll take a look at it again, and I'm still going to, okay, there, you know what? I just noticed, that little extra push there at the end.
Yeah, I don't really understand how you missed that. You have your glasses on and everything. So Antoinette Bannister will go to the free throw line. No good on the first one. Bannister is a 72% free throw shooter. Bannister's second free throw coming up and rattles it in. And ECU will remain in possession of the ball, although they trail by 30 points. And again, Heather Macy wants an explanation. It appeared that there was, whether it was some sort of fluid or we know that Ruth Sherrill had a little blood on her eye, there was something on the floor that they had to clean as well. And we are finally going to get back into action. About 6 minutes and change in the third quarter. Bree McDonald blocked away by Sophia Martin. Fitzgerald, butts, stop, pop, good.
Coming off technically, she comes out and just knocks down a Big J.
All 7 points for Butts have come in the third quarter. Three-pointer Teray. Fountain another rebound. And Butts kept it alive for Temple off the leg of Teray.
Just a nice move, hard, tough block. Coming off the bench, Sophia Martin.
Martin is the team leader in blocks. Atkinson. Poked away by Gaffney. Oliveira will check back in for ECU. Gaffney takes a seat.
Fouls on number 1, Alex Frazier. That's her second.
Another foul on Temple. Second personal on Feyonda Fitzgerald. Step back, it's Butts. McDonald the board. Alex Frazier, sophomore. Teray, a transfer from Oregon State. Second basket of the day.
Nice jumper there. Now you look at the score, you're down 30 points, and how you play. Well, now you start to simplify the game, you shorten the game, you play by possession.
What a move by Sophia Martin.
6'4", you got to find a way to front her and not allow her to back her way in.
You dissect these two teams, and we could do so. If you look at Temple, if there was ever going to be something that could hinder them, it's their inside play. As I watch them today, and you tell me if I'm correct, their inside play has been real good.
They've been terrific. And, you look at people like Ruth Sherrill, who's had a terrific game, and Sophia Martin coming off the bench. This has been a team that's showing they have a lot going on inside and out.
32 points. That's the advantage. Temple Owls leading 56-24. 4 minutes and change to go in the third quarter. Keep it locked right here on the American Digital Network.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
We are American. We are the spark that ignites, dazzling, brilliant, intense. We are plugged in with the volume turned up all the way. Because on this court, on any given night, the energy of 5 becomes the power of 1. That's power. We are power.
Keith, the story of this game has been defense and turning the ball over. We said in the keys, Eastern Carolina has to stop the turnovers, and so far, 15 of them thus far. And, Temple's been fantastic, doubling up the ball, playing the passing lane, and then turning those defensive opportunities into offensive transition. Outstanding job, Temple Owls.
We are currently in the largest lead of the day. Temple up by 32. We continue along with our honor roll. Tanea Atkinson, mighty fine week for her as well. Led Temple a pair of wins last week. 19 points, 10 boards. Shot 68% for the field.
She's just a terrific player, and we talk about the balance that Temple has, and you go right down the line, and that's what it's all about. You got Sherrill and Butts and Fitzgerald and Fountain and Atkinson. I mean, it just goes on. You have to pick and choose night after night. Who are you going to try to stop?
Temple looking for win number 8 in a row. Next for them, Saturday, Tulsa, then Houston, Memphis. You start looking forward to the latter portion of this schedule, Wednesday, February 1st. Is that game against UConn that looms large?
Well, that game could be for first place in the conference. And I'm going to go up to Storrs, Connecticut.
McDonald is fouled.
Have
you noticed things getting a little chippy out there now?
Well, I think frustration is starting to settle in, and just a lot of physicality comes into play.
Very interesting cheer from the Temple band. You hear that one?
I did. I kind of caught wind of it, too.
I hear that often at my house with my 2-year-olds.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Bree McDonald hears that an awful lot as well.
56-25 advantage Temple. Back down to 30. Little token press from East Carolina. Fitzgerald throws it away. Toure misses, gets her on board, and good. 6 points for her, all coming in the quarter. So interesting to watch Aaliyah Butts play, who we know is one of the best players in the conference, and she's having an off night, yet every time she touches the ball, it looks like she's going to score. On cue.
And she has been setting herself up perfectly. In the first half, she was coming down, taking that first look. Now she's giving the ball up and getting it back, and that's allowing her to set herself into shooting position.
Yeah, Butts now with 10 points, all of them coming in the quarter. Off the mark. Break down some of the other big points, I guess you could say, for Temple. Points in the paint. They lead 30-10. Points off turnovers, they lead 16-6. Second chance opportunities, up 19-8. Even bench scoring up 8-6.
Well, we talk about the balanced scoring with Fitzgerald 19 and Fountain 14, and now you add Butts in double figures. Tanae Atkinson, her next bucket, she's in double figures. There's your 4 that you come into every game with.
Atkinson, Fitzgerald, three-pointer. They are on fire in the second half.
She makes it look so easy. But what's happening, the defense is getting caught deep into the paint, and no one's able to come out quick enough to close out on the shooters.
22 points now for Fitzgerald. This will be a body foul on Martin. We'll see if they give the continuation. Is it going to be free throws or on the floor?
Number 35, Sophia Martin. That's her first team foul, number 4.
Dominique Claytor, the freshman.
The line is number 23.
So when you think about wing players, because she's 5'11", pretty much a combo guard or forward, she was ranked number 15 in her class last year by ESPN.com. Misses the front end. Tanya Cardoza, 175 wins. We talked about that. UConn assistant, won 5 national championships with them in 14 seasons and has made 6 postseason berths in her 9 years as the head skipper of Temple.
I think winning is inbred into her system.
Just a touch.
I think so, and you got to look at someone like a Tanya Cardoza. You leave a Gino Auriemma and a winning program like that. You come here at Temple and you have to reestablish a program, and she has done just a marvelous job.
Fitzgerald over to Berger. Berger going to try the long-range shot. Every coach in this conference will tell you that UConn is the gold standard. Not just in this conference, but in the nation. 90 consecutive wins. Gino Auriemma and that crew continue to dominate. Aaliyah Butts stopping, firing. Has she caught fire? Oh, yes, sir.
It only takes time, and when you get Butts clicking on all cylinders, They are so tough to stop.
Leah Butts, 13 points, all in the third quarter. 3 of 8 shooting from long range now. The Temple Owls looks like they will have a hoot as they head towards win number 12 on the season, up 65-28. We step aside. This is the American Digital Network.
What makes a Temple Owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
Haley out here from the American Digital Network studio.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
ECU has done some decent work in transition, trying to get back into it. Touré, and she has had quite a third quarter, 6 points.
A nice bright spot here for ECU. Not afraid to take it inside. Drives hard to the basket. Anytime you would take it to the rim, good things happen.
All right, so Scott, obviously running into a buzzsaw, Temple, you can make the argument they're the second or third best team in the conference. East Carolina, obviously, more of a middle-of-the-pack team. Give me some things that you've seen from the Pirates that show you, yes, they will be a thorn in people's side this year.
Well, I like their size inside. They're not afraid to take the ball into the basket. I think their guard play needs to up their standard a little bit. They're going to have to take care of the basketball, especially against teams that like to pressure the basketball, like a UConn, like a South Florida, like a Temple. You know, these are going to be teams that are going to come after you. You have to be able to take care of the basketball and execute an offense. And today, that has been the biggest key. They haven't been able to execute. How can you tell? You look at the stats. 4 assists on the game. That means you are not executing on the offensive end.
And on the flip side, Temple has 18 helpers. So they are obviously dishing the rock. Bannister shot fake up top, but on the dish, a foul on Bannister. Offensive foul.
Bannister.
Should be her third.
That's her third, team third.
Leah Butts crosses the timeline. Temple had an easy one with Tulane a couple of days ago, 86-71. And this one has really never been in doubt. Alex Frazier, nice feed.
Substitution for ECU number 40, Gabrielle Holston.
Good job trying to run the fast break, execute. Got to get the ball off a little bit quicker against this Temple defense, who gets back very quick in defensive transition.
Frazier looking for Touré, has nobody. Now it's Holston. Hook shot and a rebound for Shantae Taylor. Taylor top of the key. Takora McIntyre, the freshman from Boston, Massachusetts, seeing her first minutes. And she has played very sparingly this season, averaging just 0.3 points per game, getting in about 4.5 minutes per game, 27 total minutes, 6 games action.
That's a great shot for Kristen Gaffney, and only her 8th point of the game. They have not been able to get Gaffney the ball inside to allow her to do her damage.
McIntyre, gorgeous pass down low, and Atkinson will get 2 free throws.
Foul number 30, Gabrielle Holston. That's her third. Team foul number 4.
A 35-point advantage for Temple.
Atkinson having a terrific game, nearing in on a double-double. 9 rebounds.
Atkinson free throw good.
Making it 9 points, so 9 and 9 for Atkinson.
Raven Johnson re-enters, the freshman, 6-foot guard from Lilburn, Georgia. And Atkinson, he can't get it to rattle home. 4-second differential, shot and game clock. Here's Johnson. Down low, Gaffney. Gaffney blocked away. If it's Holston, it is foul number 4.
Foul number 40, Gabrielle Holston.
So it is Holston, and I was correct with her 4th.
Team foul number 5.
15 fouls, so Taylor goes to the line.
Taylor, shooting 2.
18.4. Shantae Taylor, 0 for 1 for the field. Has 3 rebounds. 1 block shot. Taylor, again a freshman, gets on the board.
Substitution for ECU, number 15.
7th player to score for the Owls.
Taylor's going to be a good one. 6'3", only a freshman. He's going to get so much better out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Coaching staff loves her footwork. That was last touch by ECU. So now even with a 37-point advantage, Temple is winning the hustle points. Can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Fitzgerald, step back jumper. Loose ball, Taylor, Atkinson, 3-pointer at the buzzer, no good. But Temple continues to extend their lead. Now up 67-30. Aaliyah Butts caught fire in the third. We step aside. This is the American Digital Network.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
The American Athletic Conference Championship is right around the corner, taking place March 9th through the 12th at the Excel Center in Hartford, Connecticut, as all 11 American teams will compete for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Tickets are priced as low as $199. Get yours today online by visiting www.excelcenter.com, in person at the Excel Center box office, or by telephone at 877-522-8499. We look forward to seeing you in March.
What makes a temple owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
Aaliyah Butts has been unstoppable in the third quarter. Caught fire, knocking down big 3-point shots. Just 13 points on the game. Anywhere on the court, in transition, stopping and pulling up. Just a terrific third quarter for Butts. And when she's on, the team's on. And that's the way it works here in Philadelphia.
And what was cool about watching Aaliyah Butts was You noted in the first half, at times, forcing things. In that third quarter, maybe the reason why it came was because she kind of slowed it down.
And one of the things about Aaliyah Butts, we covered her last year on several occasions. When she comes down and takes that first shot, it's never a good high percentage shot for her. She is much more effective when she gives the ball up, sets herself up, gets her feet set, gets it back, and then lets it go. That's when her shot is high percentage.
All right, Scott, if you are Heather Macy, what did you talk to your girls about in the huddle?
Well, you may not come back 37 points in the next 10 minutes, but what you're playing for respect. This is a team that's won 10 games this year, 10-6. They came off a big win against SMU. This team is playing not as good as they've been playing in the last couple weeks. So they have to make some strides and do a couple things this half. Do a better job in the next 10 minutes. You want to out-rebound Temple. You want to limit your turnovers, and you want to win the quarter.
This was a stretch that ECU knew would be difficult as a basket by Thais Oliveira, the junior, the transfer from Central Florida College. You knew you were on the road against Temple today and then at USF in just 2 days. There's Atkinson.
Well, there's your 4 double-figure scorers.
11 points for Tanea. School not in session right now for Temple, so a smaller crowd than you would normally see. But I'll tell you this, they've been loud.
And a very good crowd. You wouldn't think that the school was not in session, but, they came out.
Into the corner. Atkinson off the bounce. And a quick point for 4 points here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Atkinson has such a quick first step. She always takes those high percentage shots and lets the game come to her.
Lead up to 39. Gaffney for 3. Too strong. Last touch by Oliveira. Get a couple of subs. Manasia Bolduck, a senior from Clintondale, New York, will come in for the first time for Temple. Also, Justice G is back in for the Pirates. Well, ECU allows 65.7 points per game, so obviously that mark has already been reached. Temple averages 73 points per game. Just a bucket away from that. Player like Justice G, who doesn't get a lot of time on the court, maybe this is a moment where she can show head coach Macy, hey, listen, I deserve to be in the rotation.
Well, without a doubt. And, we talked about earlier, she's going to play all her players, and you're still trying to find those combinations. When you have so many new players and new faces on the floor, you have to try to find which 5 are going to gel together.
Turnaround jumper good for Johnson. There are ECU ties on the Temple sideline as associate head coach Wei Vini, 9th season with Tanya Cardoza. Manasia Bolduck scores for the first time. Vini is an ECU graduate in 2000. Wilnette Crockett on the staff in 8th season. CJ Jones, first year.
Well, ECU starting to put the ball in the basket. A couple nice possessions. Just got to get some stops. It's very tough to stop this high lethal offense of Temple.
That was Dominique Claytor with the basket, her 6th point of the evening. Fitzgerald. Not in a hurry right now if you're a Temple. Rebound Johnson. Narrowly loses it. Regains possession at the free throw line. And it is good for the freshman again, Dominique Claytor.
Well, Dominique Claytor stepping up, and good sign here. Youngster getting it done for Heather Macy.
Manasia, Berger.
We are
Looks like
America.
a foul away from the ball.
Foul number 15.
It is on Oliveira.
That's her first, team first.
Back comes Fountain. And then the first time we are seeing Atkinson into the game for Temple. Shannon Atkinson actually started the game early in the season. Has played 9 times. Here goes G. Drops it off. Johnson, another basket.
At least you started to get a little transition game going. See what happens. You get a stop on the defensive end. You're able to get out into the open floor and run.
Bolduc is fouled on her shot. She'll get 2 free throws. And for Manasia, 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
Well, you get the rebound, you box out. Long shots equal long rebounds equals transition buckets. And G gets the ball out to Johnson for the easy one.
Bolduc now 5 for 5 on the season. And the broadcaster whammy. My apologies, Manasia.
You knew that was coming. How many times have you done that?
Me personally, or play-by-play announcers in general?
Well, you in general.
Me. All right. So we're calling me out. 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Handoff to Clater. Justice G loses it. 1 second on the shot clock. It will still be ECU ball. Quick shot. I don't think she got it off. Shot clock violation.
When you get 1 second, you don't have time to catch and come down. It has to be a little bit of an alley-oop situation.
Fitzgerald, 22 points on the evening. 15 of those came in the first half. Denasia Fountain, 12 of her 14 came in the first half. Again, if you kind of want to take a look at this game, Temple early on led 19-8 after quarter number 1, then 39-17 at the break, and then ballooned up to 67-30 advantage after 3 quarters. Fountain off the mark. Berger another board. Thrown away, was it tipped? Nope. All right, a lot of time left here in this fourth quarter, but let's start breaking down the teams. You did a little bit on ECU. As you look at this Temple team, let's start with the positives. Tell me what has impressed you the most about them.
Well, obviously their defense, their length, their quickness, and their ability to get up and down the floor. And, I mean, everyone knows Temple is just a group of tremendous athletes, but they've also shown they can knock down the outside shot. They can slow things up if they need to. They go to their bench and they bring a lot of length in on their size. You know, this is a team that is really going to have a lot of success here in the American Conference. And, you know, when you start getting up against teams like UConn, this is a team that could compete with UConn.
34-point advantage for Temple, the Owls. Moving along, grooving, knocking down buckets. ECU just trying to nip and claw their way back in. We step aside.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
The American Athletic Conference Championship is right around the corner, taking place March 9th through the 12th at the Excel Center in Hartford, Connecticut, as all 11 American teams will compete for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Tickets are priced as low as $199. Get yours today online by visiting www.excelcenter.com, in person at the Excel Center box office, or by telephone at 877-522-8499. We look forward to seeing you in March.
Here are your standings coming into yesterday. So UConn is now 3-0 in conference play and 15-0 after beating USF. USF falls to 2-1 and 13-2, and Temple will now move to 3-0 in conference play as we're 4.5 minutes or so away from an Owl victory.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a team. I'm looking forward to that game down the road when UConn has to play Temple and it's teacher versus student. Gino Auriemma against Tanya Cardoza. But I'll tell you, when you have a team-high 7 blocks on the defensive end, you're taking away the paint, you're controlling the defense, and it's very tough to stop when you can shut them down like that.
And that will be the game you alluded to, Wednesday, February 1st, right here against UConn, 7 o'clock Eastern. They'll go to UConn Wednesday, February 22nd. Second personal on Shannon Atkinson. Free throw will go for Dominique Clater. Clater has that one rattle out. This is Takora McIntyre. And knocked away and stolen away by Oliveira. Dominique Clater already with her career high in points today. Raven Johnson gets a basket. So Dominique Clater, as I look through these stats, had a season high of 8 points prior. That came in November against Presbyterian. Today she's got 9. Now Raven Johnson. Johnson pulls up, and it won't fall. Good sportsmanship there as Clater helps Denisha Fountain get back to her feet.
That's her second, team third substitution. For the Owls, number 23.
Always interesting games when you find yourself in a blowout. Either way, tell me if I'm correct about this. You're looking up and you're saying, all right, I'm good with this game being over now, if you're the players. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the learning tools? What happens now? You play this game, you coach this game. What can these players learn over the next 3 minutes?
Well, I think for Temple, it's about working on some of the things that may have not been working. Maybe a couple set offenses, some quick hitters.
But even with your backups?
Even with your backups, because you never know when you're going to have to go to your backups. And you got to remember, these guys practice with one another. You want to try to replicate what goes on in a game in practice. So you want to get your reserves in, get them get some touches, get them more comfortable, because you never know when you're going to need to go to them.
All right, let me ask the other question now. If you're on the Temple side and you're up by this large amount, even though it is your backups now, and these are some of the players that don't see a lot of minutes, are you telling them not to go to the basket, telling them not to try to score?
No, you don't change a thing. I mean, you want to get them their touches, you want to get their confidence going, and this is where their game time is. You may see something in some of these players that may start earning some quality minutes, and I never tell a player to hold them back. Maybe you'll run and execute a certain type of offense, but you never want to tell a kid to hold back.
Johnson fouled by Takora McIntyre.
Foul number 4, Takora McIntyre. That's her first team foul.
Let's go through some of the leaders, as most of the starters now are out of the game. So Feyonda Fitzgerald will end the day with 22 points and 9 assists. quite an evening.
Not a bad game.
Elsewhere, you have Denasia Fountain, 14 points and 7 rebounds. Tanea Atkinson, 13 points and 9 boards, as both free throws are good for Raven Johnson. Then Aaliyah Bucks, all 13 of her points came in the third quarter. A little bit more than 2 minutes to play. Temple trying to play out the string. They're up by 31. Berger blocked away by G. Nice pass by G. And then Johnson is fouled by Reynolds.
Foul number 23, Deja Reynolds. That's her first team foul, number 5.
Deja Reynolds.
Number 11, Raven Johnson.
First time we have seen her this evening. Reynolds, a sophomore guard out of Philadelphia. Second free throw good for Johnson. Another foul called. Another thing that tends to happen in blowouts and games like this, you'll get a little bit more sloppy play towards the end.
That's her second team 4.
Atkinson shows, puts it up top. McIntyre. Looks like a 3-second call on Temple.
Well, this has been a very impressive game for Temple. You know, we've been following them all along and watched them play on a couple occasions, and this team is for real.
It's a team and a program that has found its way into the postseason often underneath Tanya Cardozo. The issue, it's been the WNIT.
Exactly.
This is a school that is desiring to be in that March Madness field, the NCAA tournament.
Well, they're well on their way. You know, they're gaining the national attention now. They're opening eyes across the country. You know, scratching the surface at that top 20.
McIntyre with the left hand and good. And the crowd behind us is ecstatic about the freshman getting a basket. Final 40 seconds of the game. And Berger dribbles, and listen to this crowd getting behind their Temple Owls. It's a game they knew they were going to win, basically since about halftime, as the lead escalated up to 37 points in the third quarter. But they have remained alive and really into it. Another block, but this time it's a foul by Atkinson.
Foul number 11. Shannon Atkinson, that's her third.
This has been a clinic by Temple. Kind of done everything right. The shooting picked up in the second half at 45% overall. 3-point shooting. Not a great night at 27%, but still 7 of those. East Carolina did not knock through a single triple and only shot 32% from the field. Loose ball. It's Decorah McIntyre. That'll do it for this one. A final score, 78-47. We'll come back. We'll have our star players of the game, and we'll recap this one as Temple improves to 12-3, 3-0 in conference play. The Pirates fall to 10-7 and just 1-3 in the American Athletic Conference. Once again, final score 78-47. We'll be right back with you right here on the American Digital Network.
What makes a temple owl? Meet Stella. She's wise, fierce, and she's not alone. Temple University, where owls call home. We are the cherry and white. The city is our classroom, and we lead the rush hour, making our mark on every field around the world. A world without Temple, well, that's like the sky without the North Star. Temple, never stopping.
2017 American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship tickets are now on sale from March 3rd through the 7th at Mohegan Sun Arena. Get your tickets today to watch all 11 teams in action, fighting for an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Tickets start as low as $99 and can be purchased online at mohegansun.com, on Ticketmaster, or by calling 1-800-743-3000. Let the games begin. We'll see you in March.
You want to talk about a dominating performance? You can talk about the Temple Owls winning 78-47. Two of the huge reasons why are with Scott Green. Feyonda Fitzgerald, 22 points, 9 assists. Denasia Fountain, 14 points and 7 boards. Scotty, take it away.
Denasia, great start of this game. You led from wire to wire. What was the difference in this one?
Just confidence and the team getting going. The team, today's chemistry was good, and we focused on defense. Our team, we strive off defense, so that's what got us going. That's what got me going was defense.
You look like you're having a lot of fun out there today. You were smiling, you were having some fun. What was going on out there for you? Great game today.
It was fun. Like, my teammates were fun to play with. Like, you know, when we're scoring, we're getting stops, we're getting steals. Like, the game becomes fun. It becomes amazing. That's what our team is good at doing, like, you know, making fun out of the game.
Terrific game for you. Let's come on over. What a great game for you. 9 assists, but none bigger than that first one. How does it feel to be the owner of the assist record here at Temple?
It feels great. That was one of my goals I wanted to reach while I was here. So now that I've accomplished it, it's just about doing what I got to do to help my team win. I mean, it's been doing what I had to do to help my team win, but now I'm just more tuned in and doing whatever I have to do.
You've been 8 straight now, wins, 12 on the season. You guys are on a roll. What do you attribute to the early season success of the Temple Owls?
Honestly, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We're on the high right now, so we just got to keep it there. Got to keep playing defense because that's what gets us going. And if we play defense, hopefully we win the game. So just keep doing what we're doing.
Terrific game today. Thank you. Keith?
All right, Scott, and there she was. Feyonda Fitzgerald, 22 points and 9 assists. She needed just 1 to become the all-time leader in Temple's program, so she has that record. And it's a Temple Owl team that you heard both players say they have bigger things to aspire for. They want to be in March Madness. They want to be in an NCAA tournament game in March. 78-47 is your final as Temple wins game number 12 on the season. For Scott Green and our entire crew here at the American Digital Network, I am Keith Irizarry saying so long and good night. We thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
When learning creates leaders, ideas.
Hey, appreciate all the help. Great job today.